To Murrayfield. It's fantastic that you've come in this evening. I know it's a very busy week for lots of people. There's a little event taking place this weekend, I think, for the Eagles, which is occupying everyone's mind. So many people came down this evening. It's one of the things that we're really keen to do in Scottish Rugby whenever we can, is get our supporters connected with our players throughout the season. Be that around their internationals, or be that around our professional games. So it's another example of that. So you're very warmly welcome to BT Murrayfield. This week, perhaps you may have seen the new marketing campaign that will take us through to the World Cup. And it's called the As One campaign. And it's a campaign which features our players, our iconic players. And the images of the players are made up of images of all of our supporters, or some of our supporters. So I think we had about 2,000 images sent in by supporters. And we've used those images to create a mosaic of our players. So you may see them now around the country on billboards and advertising. We launched it in Glasgow on Monday, and it was fantastic to see. I guess Glasgow stopped for a moment just to see these wonderful big images at the bottom of Buchanan Street. So look out for that, and please keep sending your images of yourself, either in your rugby kit or wherever you wish, and we'll try and put them in our next dates. We're going a big year ahead of us. We have some autumn test games, you're aware of. We play Argentina, New Zealand, and we're playing Tonga. And of course, Tonga's going to be down in Kilmarnock, which will be a first for us to take a game at Scotland International down to Ayrshire. And it's also a first for World Rugby. It will be the first time an international has ever been played on a synthetic pitch. So what I'm standing on right now is a synthetic grass turf, and that's what Scotland will play Tonga on. So hopefully we can use that to our advantage, because those that will have a memory will recall that we struggled a little bit against Tonga when we played them in a game. And we've got Roger now in charge. Leading our team, he's very, very keen to fix that. And of course, after the autumn, we have the Six Nations with 3 home games, and they're huge for us, absolutely huge games. And those 3 games will put a marker down, I guess, for the World Cup, which takes place in England later in 2015. So Six Nations really important, and of course, the World Cup. And for those of you who are aware, we've got some games in the World Cup in Newcastle. And one of the things we'd like to do is redraw the map a little bit during the World Cup, so that Newcastle becomes a part of Scotland. So any ideas you have about how we can redraw the map, staying away from politics, please. If we can redraw the map during the World Cup, please let us know. We'll try and bring to life the World Cup, so every one of our supporters gets to really enjoy that experience. And we'll do more events like this in the run-up to the World Cup to make sure supporters get an opportunity to come along and be part. This is your stadium. We're proud to work here, really pleased that so many of you out this evening. We're keen to make sure we keep engaging with you. The All Blacks, so it was a great game to sort of show the kids all, and then against Italy in the Six Nations. So hopefully you like it. It's a little bit different from perhaps what you've seen before, but we were asked by our supporters to be bold and try and come up with different ideas. If you remember, we had a design competition for the traditional home kit, the blue and white kit, and that was designed by a supporter. It was very simple, very traditional. And the feedback we've had since then was, that's great, but have a bit of fun if you can with the alternate kit. And I'm going to speak about that in a few moments' time. But we've got this evening with us not just only players, we've also got some fans who are going to be involved in the field. And I'm really pleased that there's a number of young fans that are taking part, along with a more mature fan, because he was a PE teacher, so it's great that the fans are part of the competition. And then later on, after the team have been unveiled, we then like to do a question and answer with the players. So Michael, who you recognise from Scottish Rugby TV, Michael will be doing some interviews with the players, and we'd love you guys to ask questions, so please think of some questions. The guys in the blue, I think, the blue crew have some microphones, so please think of some questions. And then after that, I think Michael's going to run a little bit of competition to enable some lucky winners to get onto this pitch and have an opportunity to win some more prizes through a kicking competition. So I hope the ladies have got their high heels, and the gents arrive with their studs, and have a bit of fun. We just want you guys to have a good evening this evening. So without further ado, I'll maybe
Right, exciting stuff. As Dominic mentioned, I'm going to take on the Q&A. So if I can invite some of the players just to rejoin me just where Dominic and I are just now. But before, and as the guys arrive,
I looked at our heritage, and one of the things that really struck us that we've never tapped into is the salt tower. Sorry, the line rampant. So of course we've got the salt tower and all the home stuff, and the line rampant. We've never really gone into our park. And you'll probably see a little bit more rain seeping into various parts of the range in the years ahead.
Thanks, Dominic. Okay, early on today, to allow us to get into the papers for tomorrow and on to tonight's news, while we're all sitting here, David joined us along with another player to do some media access. David, you answered the questions, what you thought about the kit earlier on. So tell me your thoughts on running out in red.
Yeah, I really like the strip. It's obviously they're trying to find a balance between bold and holding the tradition that the Scottish jersey has, and it's I think they've done really well. The line rampants also back, and obviously the colours are very bold.
A pretty impressive spike rate, scoring tries, tens and tries for everyone. How did it feel coming into the national area, and were you confident you could back that up when you became an international Scotland?
I wasn't actually quite sure at the time, but I was quite fortunate in that when I made my debut for Scotland, most of the back line were Edinburgh players who I was very used to playing with. So there's players like Greg Laidlaw, Nick DeLuca, Matt Scott. So that was actually it made it much easier for me to try and slot in. Yeah, I managed to score on my debut, which is great, and then since then I've managed to get a few more.
It's been difficult for you, and tell me how you actually came at that all came about.
Yeah, it's just kind of a lot of hard work, really. Obviously, there's a lot of ball carries when I was younger, but when you're running against small people, it's easier. So when you play against Jerry Collins and boys like that, you get melted, so you've got to learn to be a bit different. But no, I worked really hard. We've got a great strength conditioner and a great speed coach at Glasgow, so we work there 2 or 3 times a week, and then just work on basic skills through training. So I think everything's improved and working hard.
I'll move on to Peter Horn. Peter, you've been deployed as a centre standoff this season at Glasgow. You played for Scotland in the summer tour. Would you like to have a shot at number 10 jersey for your international side?
To be honest, I'm just desperate to get on the pitch anywhere sort of thing. So, wherever the coach sees me making the best impact, I'm more than happy to step up and give it my best shot. So, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. There's a lot of rugby to be played before the on test sort of thing. So yeah, we'll see what happens over the next couple of weeks. We've got a lot of competition in both places. Alex and I played really well in the centre. You've got Finn Russell, Duncan Weir, Tom Rose back in a few weeks with Edinburgh. So there's certainly lots of competition and it'll be difficult on the national stage nowadays. It does make it a bit more difficult to run over the top of people. So yeah, you just have to try and use your head, use what you've got and your own skill set, and try and bring something different to the 12 hole. So I know I'm never going to run on the top of people, but I can hopefully use my footwork and things and try and beat people other ways. My job at Glasgow at the moment, we've got some fantastic players around the boundary, so I really just get the ball to them and let them know.
Moving forward to professional.
Yeah, I think it was obviously, we were very lucky, we had a good group of players. Obviously Pete played with me as well played together through mini rugby all the way through high school and at Howe, and I think just getting that experience, we came to Murrayfield a couple of times and running out here at the National Stadium, it gave you a real taste for it. And obviously as a young kid, it's something you dream about and makes you even hungrier to do it for your national team. And I think the intensity that we played at Howe, obviously Pete managed to stay at Howe, I went and played at Heriots, and it really kind of was the stepping stone to the next stage in our career, and it was massively better.
Good tackles, just managed to roll with it. It was like I was playing a lot of club mates first. That seems to help me out quite a lot.
But looking ahead to the that's coming up, tell me about the Argentina, New Zealand and Tonga.
Yeah, definitely. I watched New Zealand play here last time they played a couple of years ago now, I think, and they're obviously a good side, definitely one of the top 2 teams in the world, so it'd be a good chance to play against one of the top nations. And having played Argentina this summer, I think they'll bring a strong physical game, especially in the driving ball and the scrummage, so that'll be good to see where we are against. Curry P3s to where you are now.
For me, it was just sticking at it and just enjoying it. I know it's a bit of a cliche, but I was never really one that I thought I would ever be a professional rugby player, so I just really played for the enjoyment, and luckily enough I just kind of worked at my skills. I was never really the biggest guy growing up, and I kind of had a late growth spurt, I think, in that when I was about 17, so I was never really...
Brody.
Hey Brody, what do you think about the new Scotland kit?
Good,
Why do you like it?
because I like the strips.
Excellent, good. Thanks very much, Brody. Sorry, Freddie, everybody say thanks very much to Freddie. Oh, young man, no problem. Oh, well, it was good start. Okay, can you tell me your name and tell me what you think of this trip?
My name is Carolyn. I love this trip. It's nice. Faye.
Great question. Who's that to? All of them, right? If you, right, I'm just going to go quickly down the line, so if we have to swap, I'll start with you, Swinner. If you could swap a shirt at the end of the game, you'd want it, so it doesn't matter, you can take it. Forget about the branding and the TV cameras. Who's it be? Who would you like to swap it with?
Probably Bradford.
Good shout. You, Fuzzy?
I have to go for a Kiwi as well, probably Richard McCall.
This would be Dan Carter.
All Blacks so far.
Israel Flow.
Good stuff.
I wouldn't swap the Scotland kit for it.
Oh, there you go. Best answer yet. Right. Excluding no one, Tim, who do you think you'd like to swap with George Miller in the game?
Probably an Australian one. Any winger, I don't know.
And Mike.
Owen Farrell, only kidding. Dan Carter, probably.
Okay, no pressure. Last one, who's going to be?
Scott Berger.
Very good, tell me why.
I was speaking to Medlock last week. Actually, he was a guy when I was a kid. I had pictures of him up on my wall and all that, and I was pretty disappointed not to pass the test when we were out there.
You guys didn't want to make your way up the tunnel, so thank you very much. Right, this game's called Heads and Tails, doesn't it? Sebastian. Okay. Is it Michael Dominic Sebastian Blair or Jeffrey Dominic Sebastian Cross? Hands on your head if you think it's Jeff, hands on your back if you think it's Mike. It's Jeff. So with your hands on your back, please sit down.
Calgary's down on the front and they were jumping up and down on the floor.
Well, first on the shirt, is it?
Ah, moving wild.
Yeah, Duncan played well last week, so...
I'm going to get my mum to start. No, you don't. No, you don't. I can't take any photos.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Little